Welcome back to Alpha Day Trading. If this is your first time inside the Alpha Day Trading community, please take a moment to actually leave us a message inside a chat. Myself, other mentors, leaders, and other members inside the community would actually like to take a second to welcome you to the team. Yes, this is a pre-recorded video, so no, I do not wear the same polo every single day. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. You'll never know. And again, I just wanted to take a moment to welcome you to the team if you are new. And if you ever have any questions, comments, or concerns, please don't hesitate to let us know. That's what we're here for. Now, if you guys ever notice any issues whatsoever with the community, simply refresh your browser and that will fix almost every issue. If you notice any issues with the stream quality, scroll down to the lower right-hand side of the stream, click the settings icon and actually set it from auto to 720 or to 1080p, and that will permanently set your quality so you'll never have any issues with the live stream. Now, if you still have any issues and you've refreshed your browser and you've already changed the quality, scroll down to the bottom of the chat room page, click one-on-one support, and actually send us a ticket, and we will be able to reach out to you immediately to get everything fixed. It is our main priority to make sure you guys always have the best experience while you guys are inside the chat. So once again, my name is Josh Howerton. Welcome back to Alpha Day Trading, and if you're brand new, welcome. Day one, baby. Welcome to the Alpha Day Trading community. We're so happy to have you a part of the team. We cannot wait to work with you. And if you ever need anything whatsoever, never hesitate to reach out. We are always here to help. Let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and dive on into it. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, traders. What's going on? And happy Money Monday, the best day of the week, guys. If you're a day trader, you hate the weekends and you absolutely love Mondays. And I was really coming into the market excited, fired up, looking for another hot week. And the market's disappointing me, guys. The market's disappointing me, but you know what? I'm not going to disappoint you. So once again, guys, happy Monday. It is May 10th, all right? May 10th, 9 o'clock in the morning. And again, it is somewhat slow in the market today, all right? So across the board, we do have a few press releases we're going to dive in today. We're also going to dive into some of the stocks that we've been looking at from last week, right? So we had, what was our movers from last week, guys? Obviously, we know like PRPO was one, LEDS was another one, RHE, NMRD, COCP, right? A lot of these top gainers from last week may still the action, may still the show, the volume, the momentum, everything like that. Because what did we notice last week? We talked about this a lot, right? You know, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We have a lot of stocks with great press releases coming out, you know, meeting primary endpoints, you know, positive phase 2, positive phase 3 trials. A lot of these plays get some quick early pops the first, you know, what, 5, 10, 15 minutes, and then they fade. And then traders go back to prior day movers. Again, like LEDS. Good morning. What's going on, guys? Chris, Trader King, Derek, what's up? Wade over on YouTube. So yeah, that's what we've been noticing the last week, right? Is a lot of these stocks coming out with some decent news. They get a little bit of activity in pre-market. They go on a little bit of a quick climb out of the gate the first 5, 10, 15 minutes, and then they all faded off. Almost every single stock. Now, not 100%, but about 90% of the plays last week, they had fresh news, faded. About 90% of the time, traders would go back to the prior day stock that, you know, ran the biggest, right? LEDS, RHE, BTX last week as well, right? So I'm kind of thinking that's what we're going to see again today because we have some plays that have decent news, right? Like one of the best press releases this morning, in my opinion, was over on PTE. All right, so if we go ahead and dive into our morning stock newsletter, we're going to dive through everything that has news. We're also going to dive into movers from last week and try to identify which stocks have the best potential today. And right now, I'm not seeing too much. Okay, guys, right now I am locking in a small 229.77 here in pre-market. As you guys know, Friday was a bust day. It was a break-even day for me. I think I made a whopping $35. Commissions and fees were like 60. So technically, my first true red day in like the last 2.5 weeks, guys. So again, small red day after commissions and fees. I lost, you know, maybe again like $30 or $40. So this morning, you know, I'm able to recoup that small little loss from Friday, putting me in the green today. So again, I'm still consistent, still seeing green across the board. But again, we're just not seeing a lot of market conditions. So what's the one thing I'm not going to do? I came into the mindset this morning, I'm like, hey, if the market's hot, I'm going to start stepping up my size again. What did I tell you guys last week? Good morning. That if we get 3-4 consistent days of just stocks ripping and running, closing over 100%, right? We actually see some consistency and momentum move back into the market. I'm going to start stepping up my size. Well, coming into the market this morning and kind of seeing how these stocks are reacting to news, looking at the volume in the market, right? Like ALF, the lowest float stock on the leaderboard. It's only trading 6 million shares in comparison to its 14 million on average. So I'm really looking across the board and I don't see a lot that interests me. So with that being said, am I really going to start scaling up my size? Probably not today unless we see something shift and we start to see a lot more volume, a lot more momentum and consistency. Again, return to penny stocks, right? Penny stocks have been absolutely on fire the last week and a half. So again, I want to put my focus on these small cap penny stocks and just see if we can get some of that volume to return. Again, over the last week, I was able to lock in roughly $4,200, 50% away from my monthly goal. So at this pace, if I can stay consistent with those profits, with those base hits, every now and then getting a nice big winner, I should be able to blow my goal just completely out of the water. And again, we're talking about how it's an average. For you guys that have been following along for the past 30 to 60 days, you guys know my April was a wash, right? It was a bust. I didn't make any money. I was actually slightly down for the month of April. Any other trader, typically they get discouraged, right? They think they did something wrong. They start changing their plan. They change their approach, their strategies, right? They start making changes to things, but what they don't realize first is, what if it was market conditions, right? My strategy works. I have an edge that produces consistent results in the market, right? Why am I going to change what works 80% of the time just because we come into a month where, again, market conditions really just stink? So what did I not do? I didn't change my plan. I didn't change the types of setups I was, going with. What did I do? I simply reduced my size because I realized I was getting chopped out a lot. I reduced my size. I opened up my stop loss to give these plays a little bit more breathing room. And I was able to go from now, down about $3,000 middle of April to break even. So again, I didn't completely change what I was doing. The only thing that I did is simply reduce my size, open up my stop loss a little bit, giving these plays a little bit more breathing room. And I was able to slowly grind out of the hole. So again, that's a perfect testament, guys, of if you have a proven strategy that works, just because you come into a month like April and it doesn't work, doesn't mean you need a shift from, again, what works. Again, my approach works 80% of the time, not 100, right? Nothing's ever 100%, 80% of the time. So I know 20% of the time, a couple months out of the year, I will just run into really choppy, poor market conditions. And I know from experience not to change my strategy, not to change my edge, not to change my approach. The only thing that I should probably do is assess the trades, see what's going on and how I can improve in regards to, again, do I need to reduce size? Am I getting prematurely stopped out, right? The market's very choppy. Do I need to open up my stop loss, right? We're not seeing breakouts. So again, am I trading breakouts? Do I need to take a step back from trading breakouts? Again, hypothetically, if the market isn't providing those opportunities. So again, I just wanted to spend the first, 5 to 7 minutes to really break that down. Again, from last month to this month, again, my mindset and how I was able to shift to go from down $3,000 middle of April to coming back to break even, to slowly building some nice profits this month without getting discouraged, without getting into a negative mindset of, oh, I didn't make any money, I have to make money. Guys, one thing I want to add to this before we dive into what we have going on, and the reason I'm ranting this morning is because we don't have a lot to talk about. We should probably be able to dive through that in about 15 minutes before the market opens. But again, I want to, share this with you guys because as a new trader, I was changing things. I would get discouraged. If something didn't work and I broke even one month, I thought like I had to change everything that I was doing, right? One thing we have to understand is we will have losing months. Right? It's going to happen. We will have break-even months. There will be months that we don't exceed our goal, but we're profitable. There's going to be months that we hit our goal to the penny and months that we blow past our goal. It's one big average. Take that 12 months and average it out. So if you're asking, Josh, I work a 9 to 5. I've been paper trading for 6 months. I think I'm ready to go, right? How do I get to the point where I'm not reliant upon my trading for income for that month? Well, the biggest hurdle for me is I never had my bills paid ahead of time. So when I tried to take that first step to full-time trading, I was emotionally attached to my account. Every day I came into the market, I felt like I had to trade because if I didn't, I wasn't going to make enough money to take care of my family and pay my bills. So I realized after the first 2 attempts of trying to make that full step into full-time trading, I kept failing, and I realized it was because I was too emotionally attached to my account and I felt like I had to trade every single day. So how do you get out of that mindset? How are you able to come into the market and not trade for a full month if you don't see opportunities and be okay with that? Well, you need to go ahead and pay yourself ahead of time, right? Whatever's comfortable with you. I recommend 6 to 8 months, right? The more the better. If you can pay yourself a full year salary before you take that step to day trading, you will automatically have a higher success rate because you will know, I got my bills paid for the next 12 months. I don't see anything. I don't have to trade the day, and you're not going to. But imagine coming into the market of, man, I have to make $5,000 this month. It's the 10th, right? And I've only got $500. I have to trade. You're going to be sloppy. Let's be honest. You're going to be sloppy. You're going to force trades, and you're ultimately going to lose money. So my biggest tip for you guys today, before you take that full step into day trading full time, is to make sure that you have enough set aside to pay yourself up front. The more the better. I recommend 6 to 8 months, 12 is better. That's going to allow you to come into the market every single day with a healthy mindset of, you know what, I'm only going to trade these A+ setups. I'm only going to take advantage of great opportunities. And if I don't trade for a month, it's okay because I am good. And I know on average, I am going to hit my goal. Because I have back tested this approach. I see results. I see consistency. So I know that over time, on average, I will be just fine. So again, a little bit of a tip today for you guys. If you're looking to make that next step into full-time trading, that's something that really helped me. And I think it's something that will definitely help you as well. Again, good morning, Wade, Tim, DBDB, everybody here in chat. So with that being said, it is 9:10. I got my nice little 10-minute rant out this morning. Again, just trying to share some of the things that I went through as a new trader and things that helped me, again, shift my mindset to be in just the healthiest professional mindset I can be in to make sure that I am consistently doing what I need to do and be a professional in the stock market. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and dive into it. Let's not waste any time. So we're going to go ahead and dive into our morning stock newsletter. So again, good morning, traders, and happy Money Monday. I am very excited to kick off a brand new week of trading with everyone. I was able to lock in roughly $4,200 in profits last week, all streamed live inside the Alpha Day Trading Chatroom, all verified. Awesome work to the team as well for locking in profits. Again, I was personally able to lock in $4,200, putting me nearly 50% away from my monthly goal of $10,000. At this pace, I should definitely blow my goal out of the water. Let's go for a $20,000 month, baby. If we can see more consistency move in today, like we saw last week, we should be on pace for that 20K month. So I'm so excited to work with each and every one of you. I'm so excited to see you guys profit, to crush your goals, to absolutely dominate it here in the stock market. Again, if you guys are new to chat, live stream starts every single morning inside chat at 7 a.m. You always get access to my scanners, my streamers, everything with news. We're really dissecting everything, getting you guys prepared for the day and answering your guys' question at the start at 7 a.m. in the morning. Over on YouTube, as you guys know, 9 a.m. That's when we kick off our live commentary. We run that until 1 o'clock every single day, but live stream is up from 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys have any questions at all, please shoot me an email over at josh@alphadaytrading.com. Looking forward to working with you. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys profit. So let's dive into what we have. Stocks with news, guys. We only have 6. We only have 6 stocks. that have news this morning. So we have OFIX. All right, so OFIX, they announced FDA clearance of the OrthoNext digital platform for the Juni Ortho plating system. So we have OFIX announces FDA clearance. That is a 2-star keyword to look for in a press release. So let's go ahead and look at OFIX, right? Do we really have anything going on here on OFIX? No, the news was dropped at 7 o'clock. The spread is about $30. There is just no liquidity. There's no volume. There's no action here on OFIX. So again, a stock that has pretty decent news, just not moving, not doing anything. So is there any reason to be looking at OFIX, ladies and gentlemen? I don't think there is. All right, so moving on. CFMS, all right? They announced 510K clearance for identity imprint knee replacement system. Give me one moment, guys. All right, sorry about that. Kiddo in the background screaming. So, yes, CFMS. They announced 510K clearance, all right, for identity imprint knee replacement system. So, I mean, they got news, right? There's a catalyst. Is it hot, right? Do we have phase 3, phase 2 trials, met primary endpoints? No, we're getting to that though, guys. We're getting to that. So let's just go ahead and check out CFMS, all right? CFMS is actually trading pretty good volume in comparison to its average daily volume of about 5 million shares. Right now, this morning, we're trading roughly 14.3 million shares. This press release dropped at 7 a.m., so it's been live trading for the last 2 hours over on CFMS. If we go take a look at CFMS, right, the stock's really not doing too much, right? It has volume, right? The float doesn't play that big of a factor in pre-market. So why is CFMS really not getting that hype, right? It's trading 3x on the volume. Yeah, it's a large float stock, but it's pre-market. It doesn't really do that much. Again, we're just not seeing a lot of activity. I mean, again, we have a lot of size. We have a lot of volume flowing through CFMS, right? Look at 90,000 shares, 40,000 shares, 17,000 shares. So there's a lot of volume, but everything's very tight, right? The spread's super tight. It's barely moving. It's up a penny, down a penny, up a penny, down a penny. Again, it's just not doing too much. There's not, enough activity, enough volume to really start getting the stock moving to the upside. And again, it's not the greatest press release in the world, right? When we're looking for hot press releases, what do we want to see ideally, right? Again, if you guys have yet to make a copy of this, go ahead. If you guys are over on YouTube, go ahead and get your nice little snip and sketch tool out and take a picture of this. A nice little cheat sheet for you guys. Hot keywords to look for in press releases. When we come into the market, right? Ideally, we want to land on these plays that have some of the hottest keywords, right? Again, meeting primary endpoints, hot keyword in a press release, phase 3 trials, phase 2 trials, all right? Anything in regards to cancer, Kyle Icon, Icon, definitive agreements, right? We want to find these things that have great press releases. Again, if you see something like they were awarded something, right? They were awarded a prize, right? Again, are you going to see a lot of hype in comparison to maybe a stock that has a press release saying they met their primary endpoints? Which stock is going to rip and run the most? Well, it's going to be the stock that has the press release that they met their primary endpoints, right? That is a hot keyword in a press release. Awarded, yeah, it's decent, but it's not hot. All right, so there's a nice little cheat sheet for you guys. Again, go ahead and make a copy of that. Take a screenshot and utilize that if you guys are new to the market. It's a cool little cheat sheet just to show you what you should be looking for in press releases. You don't have to skim through the whole press release. No, we're literally just trying to identify keywords in these press releases, okay? So over my 6 years, I come to find out those are some of the most, the hottest keywords to look for in press releases, okay, guys? So again, here on CFMS, it's a large float stock. Yeah, is it trading volume? It is. It's trading 3 times the average volume. But again, the press release is not super hot, and we can see that it's just not really moving aggressively. It's not moving too much, from 84 cents to $1.18. I mean, not a bad move on CFMS. It's up 24%, but right now, again, it lost a lot of action, right? Right now, it's just not doing too much. So let's get prepared on this play, right? What are some key levels that we want to keep on watch if CFMS starts to get some hype today? All right. Right now, you have a dollar support, guys. Right now, if we can hold above a dollar, we could see this move on up. So right now, dollar support. Anything below a dollar, I'm not interested. All right. But if we can hold above a dollar, we could possibly see it back up to those pre-market highs of 118. Guys, if we get a setup off a dollar that pushes back up to 118, that's 18%. Right? For someone to be able to come into the market and make 18% in a day, if there's an opportunity here, that's amazing. So again, from a percentage standpoint, we could see some nice gains here on CFMS, but right now there's not a lot going on. So $1 support, we need to see hold. We have resistance up towards around that 118. Anything over that, you're looking at 125 to 130 on CFMS. All right. Moving on. Next, we have INO. Here's what I'm talking about, right? In regards to hot keywords in press releases. INO, they announced positive data from phase 2 segment of clinical trial evaluating INO 4800. It's COVID-19 DNA vaccine. So not only do we have announcing positive data from their phase 2 trial, we also have COVID-19, right? And those plays, those stocks still move on up. What did we see last week? Was it PRPO, to where they're actually selling their COVID tests on Amazon, right? That was it. They're selling their COVID test on Amazon. PRPO, if I'm on the right play, that stock was an absolute monster last week. So again, COVID-related news still brings in some hype, but we really have that positive data from phase 2 trials here over on INO. So let's go ahead and check out INO real quick, right? News comes out. We see a lot of volume move in. We trade over, about 300,000 shares in 5 minutes, taking this stock from around, where was it trading? About 712 up to 750 right now, fading on off. And again, these are just the market conditions that we're seeing. So we have a good press release. And this is what I wanted to bring up and compare it to last week is we see some stocks with decent press releases, good press releases, but they're not doing too much, right? They kind of sit and stagnant and they're moving a little bit in pre-market, but they don't get a lot of hype. So I'm really thinking that we're going to look at Fridays and Thursdays top gainers, such as LEDS, PRPO, RHE, and focus there, as that's where we see a lot of that consistency and momentum and volume go in some of those previous day top gainers. So again, we have some news here on INO. All right, INO's daily chart doesn't really look all that great, right? We're below all 3 major moving averages. Right now, we got some news which popped this stock back up towards around 750. And if we look at the chart, we're back below that 13-day moving average, right? Why was there resistance up around that 750? Right? We had a big gap down, right? We had a massive gap down, and the high from the gap down on the 3rd day or 2nd day was about 735. So why are we seeing a lot of resistance around that 735 mark, right? Because that's going to be a key level of resistance traders are looking at. Now, if we ever break over 735, 750 today, maybe in the future, maybe they keep dropping some press releases, we could see this back up towards around, $8, 808 to kind of fill this gap. We could see it back up towards around 850, maybe even 888 to really fill the gap from the day that it gapped down. So I do think INO is something we should add to the watch list and kind of just get prepared and do our due diligence just in case it starts moving on up. Right now, Friday's close was right there at 685. So ideally, if this stock's going to get some action today and start moving to the upside, we want to see it hold above 685. We have a lot of resistance between 716 to 750. That's where we can really see some volume move in and start to see some hype and get this stock going up towards around 8 to 850 once we break over that key level of around 735 to 750 here on INO. So again, is this a top 3 stock that I'm watching out of the gate? No, but it's definitely a back burner, doing my due diligence, getting prepared, looking at the technicals just in case. This is where the majority of traders decide to go today. All right, moving on, we have PTE. Now, this is a great press release. PTE announces diabetic foot ulcer trial met primary and secondary endpoints. That is a great keyword to look for in a press release. So PTE, probably one of the best press releases that we have today. Now, what's going on with this bad boy? Well, it's actually moving pretty decent. Now, again, it's not crazy volume, okay? It's not super crazy volume. I mean, the press release came out at 8 o'clock. It's been live for about, an hour and 22 minutes, and we are just now creeping up to the average trading volume on this play. Average volume over 3 months on PTE, little less than 4 million. Right now, we're trading a little less than 4 million. So again, we had a quick pop. really faded on off in regards to volume. Close to 9 o'clock, we see some volume move in. Why is that? Well, traders are like, well, what's the hottest press release today? What stock may have some great potential when it comes to news? Because we're not seeing a lot when it comes to CFMS, some of these other plays that we've been looking at, INO, so again, traders are like, what stock has some decent press release? Wow, met primary endpoints and secondary endpoints. This play has a lot of potential. So as traders start coming into the market, reviewing plays that have news, that's why we probably saw some volume move in a little bit before 9 o'clock as more traders are starting to come into the market, dissecting these stocks, figuring out what has the best potential. So again, PTE has some very, very good news. All right, PTE is a 66 million in float stock. We just passed our 3-month average daily volume here on this play. I do think PTE has some decent potential today. This one's definitely making it into my top 3 as far as stocks that I'm watching right out of the gate. I actually already took this trade for a small $65 in profit. Again, I cut my profits around that 122 to 125 mark, being natural resistance, looking for a pullback right down towards around that 115. I never made my entry again on this play. So again, what do we have going on with PTE? We know the news, we know the float, we know the volume. Now let's go ahead and do our due diligence and dive into the technicals and get prepared. So right now we have support back down towards around that 120 mark. Anything under 120 here on PTE, next level of support's gonna be right around 108, and then anything underneath that back down towards $1. Now, how high can this go? Well, based on the daily chart, I see room all the way to 150 to 153 first. All right, so first target on PTE is gonna be right around that 150 mark. Now, if we ever break over 150, the next target that I see be around that 180. So let's call it 175 natural resistance for these really small price stocks. Again, every 25 cents is a good level of resistance for these dollar stocks. So again, $1, $1.25, $1.50, $1.75, $2. All right, so those are going to be our targets on PTE, is about every 25 cents to the upside. Again, right now, support back down towards around 120. Underneath that, support back down towards around 108. All right, guys. And then last but not least, we're going to talk about CBIT. All right, so we also have CBIT out this morning. CBIT, or CTIB. Dyslexia, baby. You got to love that dyslexia. So at 8:30 a.m., they come out with a press release announcing the closing of sale leaseback transaction and forbearance agreement with lender. Wow. All right, so again, nothing hot here in this press release, okay? CTIB was on the upgapper, right? From around 167 on Friday, hitting those highs of 210. Right now, down towards around, the 180s on CTIB. Now, it is a low float stock. That's why I wanted to talk about it. It's a low float stock that has a catalyst, right? There's news. There's a reason for this stock to move if it starts ripping and running, right? And at one point, it was on our top 5. It was one of the top 5 stocks, and that's why I actually threw it on our newsletter, again, because we could see one of these top 5, top 10 stocks, low float, really get going. But right now, it gave everything back, never really held and kept that volume. So right now, guys, it is worth adding it to your watch list. Keep it on your back burner just in case we see some action move in here to CTIB. You already know it's a low float stock and it has a reason to be moving. But right now, I really don't think there's going to be a lot of opportunity here today over on CTIB. All right, but what do we have? Right, we have LEDS, guys. LEDS, low float stock, 2 million in float. Currently trading 2.5 million shares. Average daily volume on this play is roughly 3.5, and this was Friday's. No, it was Thursday's mover, right? It was Thursday's big mover from around, $6 all the way up towards around that 13.44. Now, one reason I want to keep this on watch is what kind of pattern do we have on the daily chart, guys? We saw this pattern play itself out, I think, 2 to 3 times last week, right? We had BTX with a mid-candle breakout pattern last week. Did we have PRPO? Was that the other one? Or was it, what was that? NMRD. That's what it was. MNRD was another, somewhat of a mid-candle breakout formation, right? Nice big green day, pulling back 50% level of the first green day, and we tried to get a little pop. Now, there was another one last week, and I believe that was RHE now that I think about it, is we had a couple mid-candle breakouts, right? Right here, mid-candle breakout. Right here, nice little mid-candle pop. So again, we've been seeing a lot of these big movers push up, gap down with a small red day, and then proceed to blast on up on that third day. So what do we have here on LEDS? Massive day on Thursday, right? Nice little red day. Small gap down, nice red day, right into that 50% retrace mark of that Thursday's move. So again, we've been seeing mid-candle breakouts break out lately, right? We had 3 plays last week where we saw mid-candle breakouts. So why am I even looking for mid-candle breakouts? That seems to be market conditions. Traders are going back to these prior day stocks, jumping on in, and these are our top gainers normally of the day. So with that being said, number one stock that I want you guys focused on, and I'm focused on, is going to be LEDS. We have support back down towards around the $8.75 to $9 mark. All right. Right now, we want to see this back above 10 and hold 10, and we do have room to 10.74 first. Then we have room all the way back up towards around that 13.44 mark to possibly retest those Thursday's highs here on LEDS. So again, 8.75 support. Right now, 8.75 is our best level of support that we want to see this hold above, right? If we crack below that level, we'll probably see it back down towards Friday's lows of 762. I located some shorts this morning. I have some on standby just in case. LEDS actually gives us some opportunity for a short. They were really cheap. I wanted to get them before a lot of traders start requesting them and they go up in price. So LEDS, definitely one of the top stocks I'm watching out of the gates. And I am going to be watching RHE for some extra continuation and momentum as well, as this stock has been a really good play for the month of May, right? We were trading around $5, hitting highs of $27.72 middle of last week. So I do think RHE has a lot of great opportunity as well. But right now, the volume is scattered, right? Volume is very scattered. We're going to sit back the first 5 minutes, no trades, see where the volume goes, and then identify an opportunity to take advantage of it. So again, right now, guys, the bell is open. We know exactly what's going on, what to be watching. Good morning once again, Catherine, everybody in chat, DBDB, Tim Wade, everybody over on YouTube. Good morning. And again, sitting back on our hands, okay, the first 5 minutes to really see where traders go. Okay, there's some opportunity out there, but is there amazing A-plus top-notch setups? There are not. And when it comes to day trading, guys, we need to be able to be patient and disciplined and wait for those A-plus setups. And right now, we have not been able to identify any phenomenal A-plus setups. I forgot to talk about DTSS. That was on our morning newsletter as well. And DTSS has an agreement for distribution in China. So they have a distribution partnership with a Chinese company to ship out 50,000 5G products. So we do have DTSS, and DTSS is a low float stock. It's 6 million in float, currently trading 1.3 million shares over on DTSS. All right, so we're also going to be keeping this one on watch. We have support back down towards around that 316 mark that we're pushing off of, and our resistance level is back up towards around those pre-market highs of $3.67. So right now, we have DTSS as one of our top 3 plays. We have LEDS as one of our top 3 plays, and RHE, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we have INO, back burner. We have PTE, back burner, CTIB, and ALF, all back burner plays, all right? Again, all of these plays have reason to be moving. They have decent volume, but there's just not a lot of opportunity as far as making an entry right now, right here. But it's definitely worth keeping some of these plays on watch. I've also been watching the SPY. If we lose the 422 level today, look for a nice big sell-off. We have a little bit of an we have a little bit of a head and shoulders formation since Friday. So go ahead and throw the SPY. Throw that up on a 30-minute chart and actually look and see if you see what I see. Nice little head and shoulders pattern. We could see this back down around 420 today over on SPY. So definitely keep that one on high watch, guys. If you guys like options, you guys like trading the S&P 500, that is a nice little setup today for a nice little red day for about a point to 2 points in profit over on the SPY. So right now, LEDS is my number one watch. All right, LEDS is my number one watch Thursday's top gainer, right? A little bit of a mid candle. We actually gapped up, which is not really how we want to see these mid candles play out, but we've seen that consistency lately with not getting the gap down in the push with a nice big gap up and a big time move to the upside. So right now, RHE is the play that I'm watching. We have light resistance right off that one little peak there in pre-market, right around that 1061 mark. We do have a little bit of support here on LEDS. We see a nice little decreasing volume pullback, and what we can go ahead and do too is just run a quick little fib off this level, and that's also 50% on LEDS. So really quickly, we just established a couple separate reasons why that was a good level, and I missed my entry. I was typing up an order to grab a little trade right off the 1060, 1070. Right now, I'm about 20 cents too late, so I'm just going to sit back and not jump the gun. Could it rip and run? Absolutely, and I think it had a decent little setup to lock in some profits. I missed that trade, so it's okay though. Like Pokemon, you can't catch them all. Stock trading. So, quick analysis. I established two separate reasons why 1061 was a solid entry, but by the time I was getting ready to pull the trigger, I would have got filled at, $11. And that $11 mark at that point in time was a little too much risk of 50 cents. I was rather wanting to risk about 10 to 15 below that 1050. Again, I was a little too late, so now we just sit back and wait for the next best opportunity. So where do we have a level that we can see this hold above? Well, I would say right around that 11 to 1120 mark. All right, so we have a nice push, little hiccup area, nice aggressive push. We can definitely see a nice pullback back down towards around that 1110 here on LEDS, though. Still sitting back, relaxing. Again, we're only 5 minutes into the market. We do have ELTK. No news from what I see, but we just had some momentum over the last 4 days here on ELTK. So this stock was trading around $6 on Thursday. Right now trading around $8.33. No company-specific news here on ELTK. But right now, all we have is just a little bit of momentum. So we're going to go ahead and add that to watch and see if it can actually hold its gains. INO on high watch over that 735 to 750. This one does have a gap to fill on the daily chart. We could see this back up towards around $8 today here on INO. We were talking about this one this morning. RHE, $20 support. All right, so right now on RHE, if you guys are looking at it, $20 support. And then this one has room back up towards around that $22 mark. We hit those highs here very quickly this morning. Then anything over that, room back up to $23.80 next. Anything over $23.80, room back up towards around $27 here over on RHE. So right now, it's RHE and LEDS, top two plays. Right now, guys, I am trade free. Again, it's only 6 minutes into the market. One thing you have to understand is it doesn't matter how quick you make money. What matters is how much you walk away with. I've seen traders like, oh, I made $2,000 in the first 10 minutes of the market. I'm like, awesome, man. How much you lock in for the day? Oh, nothing. I give it all back in a day. No one cares that you were up $2,000 in the first 10 minutes. The only thing people care about is how much you're closing out your day with. And right now, again, it's only 7 minutes into the market. We have so much time ahead of us to make money here today. And I don't see a lot of great opportunity. All right, I'm not going to force jump the gun, force a trade the first 7 minutes when I don't see anything. So if you guys are still sitting on the sidelines like, dude, let's trade. Be patient, be calm. All right, wait for the A+ setup, the best opportunity, guys. The only thing I see is a possible short coming up here on PTIX off 306. 200-day moving average short. I'm going to try and grab a quick short real quick, and I did right at that 306. I was filled. Looking to see if we can get a rejection there off that 306 mark. Again, I like shorting off the 200-day moving average and the 50-day as we're coming up to the underneath side. It's one of my favorite short strategies. Is again just looking for these stocks creeping up into a key level of resistance and just trying to nail a short. So let's see if this stays below that level. Right now, I'm taking a little bit of heat on this trade, but I'm okay with that as I want to see if we get that proper rejection and a possible sell-off here on PTIX. Right now, again, I am taking some heat on this trade. Limit up, limit down here is like 350, so I have time to let it breathe. The highest I'll let it go is like 335. And right now, I probably have to go ahead and get out of this trade. Yep, I'm going to go ahead and get out of that trade. We didn't get that rejection. I took a lot of heat. This thing is actually squeezing on up. Again, I saw no company-specific news on PTIX. All we had was a gap up, and we were creeping into the 50-day and the 200-day moving average. That's one of my favorite short approaches, is shorting off these gap up pumps into one of those key levels of resistance. Again, I have about a 70% success rate with those plays, and this was just that 30% time that it did not work out. So I did take a little loss there over on PTIX, but it was worth giving it a go, as we could have seen this easily crack really, really hard back into the 250s, 260s. So again, do we have anything right now here on DTSS? Well, the only thing we have is that slight gap from pre-market, right around like that 290. We'll just kind of keep DTSS on watch and see if it holds above 290. Again, it's nothing super crazy. Definitely worth kind of keeping it on our back burner though. So PTE's low of day here intraday was right around that 117. We know we have that resistance mark right around 133. We're starting to see a lot of great volume move in here over on PTE, again, off that 117 level of support. So let's keep PTE on high watch as well. I'm going to go ahead and throw that up off to the side just so we have that on watch. INO, not looking really decent at all. RHE, slightly choppy, looking like it's trying to flag a little bit. Very nasty, very messy flag above VWAP in the 9. We could see this one start to pop here on RHE. Right above this $21 mark. Again, it's very ugly, but it is meeting criteria of a flag. Right, we have the leg up. Period of consolidation above a decent little level of support. Again, that 9 EMA and the VWAP as well. So I'm scalping this off the 2114 level. I locked in about 228 so far. Stops are back below 2150. Looking for a high a day here over on RHE. I only took 500 shares on this play. Looking for a high a day, and I'm going to go ahead and walk away from it. Perfect timing before it comes back down to my entry. So I locked in a quick 225. A little scalp there on RHE from what I saw is a quick little flag formation. Again, respecting VWAP, respecting the 9. Quick little pop. Take some quick profits there and get me pretty close to break even on the day. Now we can sit back and just focus on A+ setups. With the team, baby. Sit back and focus on those A+ setups. There you go, Catherine. I know you said you had some money on Boeing. Well, today we're starting to see a nice little push here on Boeing from our lesson on Friday. That falling wedge And the nice thing that I like about this is not only did we gap up above the downtrend, we also gapped up above that 13 SMA. So right now, if you guys were looking at bulling, if you had bulling from Friday's lesson, we don't want to see it back below 235. As long as it holds above 235, we have that potential to get back up towards around 245, possibly this week. Anywhere from 243 to 245. Again, we were talking about this in chat on Friday, and how we could see this really move up nicely this week here on bulling. So as long as it holds above 235, short term, you should be good up to the 244, the 245 level. Right now, LEDS has a nice little push setup. Quick higher low off the 9 EMA. I do like these setups. These typically lead to new high a days. When we see a high a day pullback bounce, followed by a quick higher low off the 9 EMA, boom. Every now and then we get a nice little pop there to a new high a day. Again, nothing's ever 100%, but those formations are pretty decent little signals that you're getting ready to get a new little high a day there. But right now, LEDS, not looking all that great. PTE, sitting right below resistance, right around 130 right now on PTE. So no reason in getting involved right at that 133 level of resistance on PTE. Just a little risky. We haven't really seen a clean, solid breakout yet today, right? We have LEDS trying to move up. Now starting to get a little messy and a little choppy. We have RHE, nice move up, starting to get a little messy and a little choppy. We have yet to see a stock break out and hold its gains, right? So right now, would you really want to be a breakout trader on PTE when we really don't see consistent breakouts? No, right? We want to wait for a breakout to happen. Let the market prove that it can break out, right? Don't be the guinea pig. Sit back and be patient. And again, let's wait for a good setup. Let's see if PTE is actually going to break out and hold its gains. Let's make sure it's not a little bit of a false breakout here. Right now, slightly new high a day here on PTE at 135. Again, this was the stock that I was in on this morning. Down towards around that 110-ish, I believe, 110. Again, met primary and secondary endpoints. So again, one of the stocks that had one of the best press releases was PTE, and this stock hitting a new high a day, currently up roughly 40%. It does have room towards around that 150 to 153 over on PTE. DTSS, I'm just curious to see if it actually holds above 290 and gets that next leg up. I don't think it will, but definitely worth keeping on watch over 290 there on DTSS. And right now, PTE is the number one stock that we should put our focus on, guys. All right, so number one stock that we should be focused on right now is going to be PTE. All right, so we have support really right around that 132 mark. All right, 132, 133 here on PTE. I think PTE has some decent potential today. So we had a clean breakout, right? Clean break over the highs on increased volume. So we confirmed a candle breaking over. We should, right? We could and should see some momentum move into this play as long as it doesn't drop back below that 132 to 133 mark here over on PTE. Let's see if it continues these higher highs and higher lows, slow and steady, as it does have room towards around 150. My stops are under 130. I'm in at like 138, so a little on the high side. I mean, right at the high side. Just looking to see if we can actually get this leg on up over 132. If PTE is going to hold this momentum and hold this action. Again, it does have a lot of room to 150. So again, I'm looking to make maybe 12 cents. I'm risking, maybe 8. Let's see if we can get that leg back up over the 138s. Looking at the level 2, we have a big seller at 135, but he was getting taken out. Got a decent amount of buyers at 131, so that seems to be our key level, as we have a lot of buyers stacked, probably about 100,000 shares stacked around 131, trying to hold that level up as support. Right now, they're getting taken out down to about 40K. Right now, we got to see this push off that 130, 132 mark, right around that 90 EMA as well. So this is where we want to see buyers move on in to get this stock moving on up here on PTE. Let's see. It's not looking all that great. Come on, hold that 130. Pop back up to around 131, 132. See if buyers can hold this play up and get the next leg here over on PTE. Right now, it's not looking all that great, guys. I don't know if it's actually going to hold up that 130 to 132. You got about 9 seconds left on this candle for it to get a nice close above the 9, above that 132 mark. Right now, I'm down about 500 bucks on the play. Kind of looking to see if we get that next leg up. Right now, we're below the 9, so I'm not really too crazy about it. And my stop is a lower low. So again, I was risking that, about 10 cents or so. So I'll probably get stopped out here at 126, as it's not looking all that great. But again, I'm still in this play until we crack below the VWAP in that 127 level. So yeah, not looking good anymore. I had a nice little push-pull formation above the 9. Was looking for that next leg up. Right now, the only saving grace, if we get a nice big green candle and we see some buyers move back in to get some excitement to push it on back up. Right now, it's at the absolute lowest we can see this go. It's right off that previous low, right where it's at, 127 to 126. We start cracking below that level, guys. It could hold 125. It could also dump back down towards around 120. So again, I got my finger on the trigger, market order, just in case I need to jump out. Good thing we got a lot of liquidity here, a lot of large size to where I can just mark it out and get out of this 10,000 share position over on PTE. So let's see if we get some buyers to push this back up over 130 here. Since my stop is a penny away, looks like I'm going to get stopped out, guys. Below VWAP now. So since my stop's a penny away, what I did is right near my stop level, I went ahead and brought my average cost basis down to 133. In case we do get a quick little pop, I can get close to break even on the play or go back in the green if we see this bounce off this low. Right now, I don't think it's going to, guys. But I'm holding on to my stop level just in case it does. Again, the market's the market. Anything can happen. My stop is 125. All right, so let's see if it pops here. We're getting a little bit of volume to move back in. Okay, so trying to push back above VWAP now, back above that 127 to 128. Cost basis right now is 133. So stops are at 125 officially. So I'm going to go ahead and put a stop in the system on my 15,000 shares at 125. Let's go ahead and get that in there and just see, and boom, stopped out. That sucks. All right, so I was stopped over on PTE. So far, market conditions, yeah, not all that great. Again, and we kind of talked about this morning. Oh, Josh, what's going on, man? You took a loss. You're not discouraged. No, man, I'm never going to switch up from my strategy, right? I love these pushes and pulls. We had a nice little push and pull here, looking to get that next leg up. And I was looking for this to go ahead and get a nice leg up here, as we do have good news on PTE. We saw that it was moving up fairly well. It's got great volume. It's not an extremely high float stock. But right now, market conditions aren't just providing us with great opportunities to the long side. You know, everything's kind of selling on off. Sellers are definitely in control. LEDS doesn't look all that great. RHE giving everything back. DTSS, there you guys go. Bounce off 290. Nice little pop there off that little gap to fill over on DTSS. So right now, it's one of those days, guys. We just got to sit back and be patient. I tried to give, 2 stocks ago. I tried giving PTIX a go off the shorts. I wonder what PTIX is doing now. PTIX, oh my goodness. That thing really squeezed high. So PTIX, nice big move there. It was actually halted on the halt scanner at 949. We are just now resuming here on PTIX. No, I'm sorry, it resumed at 949. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, over on YouTube, have a great and safe day. Just know that the market is not as hot as it was last week. Right now, our top gainer here is PTIX. We have a low float stock. And now I'm actually seeing, I still don't have any news that I'm seeing here on PTIX. So there's no company-specific news that I'm seeing here on PTIX, but this is the stock that has the volume, 20 million shares, 7 million in float. And this stock has a lot of the consistency right now. So if we had to identify any stock that we should really be focused on, I would say it's going to be PTIX until it starts giving everything back. So I'm focused here on PTIX. And just be smart. Be safe, guys. Again, the market's not as hot. I'm currently down about $1,400 on the day, but again, the day's not over. I love a great challenge. I typically come back from these losing days. So yeah, we'll see how it goes today, guys. And if it is a loser day, it's a loser day. So be it, right? It's going to happen in the market. You're not going to be right 100% of the time. So right now, just being a little bit more disciplined, a little bit more patient, and waiting for another really good setup. And we'll just see if they work out today, guys. You know, PTE, that type of trade, I would take it 100% of the time, right? It's not 100% rewarding, but I will take it 100% of the time. If I see another setup just like that, I'll take it again. And eventually, I'll hit one trade that works out, and that'll be my winner that completely knocks out my losing trades and puts me back in the green today. So, guys, if you ever have any questions, comments, or concerns, please shoot me an email, josh@alphadaytrading.com. Look forward to seeing you inside a chat. Until then, happy, safe trading, guys. I will see you tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, as we kick off our pre-market trading session. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your Money Monday.